Hey, it's Central Valley Business. I'm your host, Steve Wong. My guest for this segment is returning Mike Goossen with Collins for Success. Mike, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Steve.
We got an event that we're going to talk about, but before we do, let's just take a real quick moment and recap. What is it that you do, and how did you get into doing it?
What do I do, and how do I get into doing
Yeah.
it? Very simple. Well, what I do is I work with small and medium-sized businesses with the goal of helping them be more profitable. And have more fun, and build a culture within their organization that is successful and allows them to grow their business as they meet their dreams, find their dreams.
Right. And
achieve them.
You bring a little bit of experience and background to this, don't you now?
Yeah, I've been involved. Thank you for that. I'm a CPA, and I started right out of my career in organizations, working for business in a lot of different ways. One of the organizations that most people know about is I worked for the Central California Blood Center for many years. I held the CEO position there for a couple of years, and so I did that for a while. And then about 15 years ago, I launched out on my own and started working with small businesses, and have done that for 15 years with a lot of different sizes, everything from a lot of nonprofits, a lot of for-profits, all from an idea of what does it take to be more efficient, successful, and more financially sound.
You do training and coaching, and you provide support for your clients and stuff. And that brings me to the question, Mike. In the world of businesses, there's just some of those businesses, man, it's like they hit on every cylinder, And there's other businesses, they've got a good product, they got good people there, but it's like every day is almost a struggle getting through the day. What's the difference? How do we, go from here to here?
Right. Well, that's a good question, and a lot of people ask me that too. It's like, what are we missing? Where the thing is? I think when you look at business, and it comes from the angle of two different types of sort, like you just suggested nicely. There's two different businesses are going. One seems to be doing well, and some's not. And a lot of that has to do with there's like 4 key things that every business need to focus on to make sure. The one thing is a business with a good strategic vision and plan. The owners or the executives that work there know where they're headed. It's clear, they've thought it through, and everyone in the organization also knows.
It's kind of a map that
a
they
roadmap,
chart.
or here's a picture. Here's where we're headed, and how we're going to get there is the strategic part. So the vision is what we are looking for. Strategy is how. Yeah. So I help people think that through, and they need to see that. So that's one piece that you have to focus on. Right. The next thing you need to focus on that's very important is your finances. As a CPA, small thing, is your financial office in order? Are they providing information that you as a leader or the owner needs to have so you can be successful? So so the second piece is finance, and as my background in operational finance, I help people see that, present that, create a dashboard of indicators, all those kind of things, so that they know they're on top of things.
That helps them as they're following their roadmap. That helps them in their growth process too. And when they've got all their finances in order, if they're looking maybe to expand or to grow, and they got to go to the various places they need to get the capital. If you've got all that in order and it looks good and everything lines up, it makes it a much easier process in that growth curve.
That's exactly right, and not only that, it helps you operate better. Yeah. The finances are the indicators in a lot of cases of success or failure. So if you're not watching those carefully and regularly, you're not going to be as successful. Right. Yeah. The next thing is, who am I as a leader? Am I as good of a leader as I can be? Am I growing as a leader? Am I learning and treating and developing the people around me in a way that is successful?
Can we train up leadership, Mike?
Yeah, there's some myths on that. Some people think that you're a born leader, or it's rare. Right. I come from the perspective that that's not exactly true. I think everyone can lead in certain areas. It doesn't matter where they are, the entry-level employee to the owner of the corporation. There's opportunities to lead, and there's leadership happening all around us. Right. I mean, as we grow up, we have parents, we have coaches, we have teachers. In business, you have every level. So having that ability to lead is not necessary. You just have to learn how to use it. You have to be given the opportunity to use it.
And you gotta have the tools in your toolbox.
Sure.
And like any toolbox, we can collect those tools, as we grow.
And we learn a lot of ways. Right. As adults, we go through our schooling or whatever. We do some reading. Right. But being able to learn together in a group is helpful. Yeah. Getting a chance to apply your skills as you learn them within an organization is helpful as well. So all that process helps us learn as adults. But the leadership key, the set the culture organization that's a learning and improving culture is very important. And so that's where that goes. The fourth thing, I said there was four. The fourth thing is, do we hire purposefully?
That's literally the $64,000 question.
Right. Well, that happens to be what it costs to lose employees, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Very expensive. So, organizations that are very effective and successful have a predetermined or pre-designed plan of hiring that meets their objectives and their vision. So, going into it, they know in advance the type of employee they want. They know how they're going to develop them when they arrive. All those things.
That's extremely critical. Oftentimes, employers think, okay, all I need to do is find an individual that has the right education, maybe the experience, and if we get along, we're good to go. But that's not necessarily the right approach, is it?
No, in history of my history here in Fresno, and I've worked here my whole life and with a lot of companies, there tends to be a warm body attitude, like we need a body, find me a body, that kind of a thing, and so they bring them in, sink or swim, and then there's turnover, there's confusion, and that doesn't create that high-performing company you were talking about.
No, and the cost is sometimes almost prohibitive.
Right. They say that turnover is anywhere around 1 to 2 times the earnings of the person who left. So a $50,000 employee who leaves, that's $100,000.
So we got this, and you're going to be presenting this.
Right. Yeah, thanks you for asking. What's happening is next in November, first part of November, I'm hosting my third annual workshop, 2-day workshop for business and for for-profit and nonprofit organizations to come up for 2 days and learn what it takes to develop a high-performing culture.
Awesome.
One thing that's true, let's take Southwest Airlines, for example.
Okay.
Here's an airline that has been started within our lifetime, has had always been successful, never had a lost quarter as an organization, and many people have tried to take over their market or compete with them, right?
Right.
Well, when you think about it, they know what the planes they use,
right?
They know the cities that they service and the airports,
right?
So why can't they duplicate them? And the reason they can't, what it all boils down to is Southwest has a culture that was started from scratch, in the same way has been maintained from the very beginning, and as a result, the competitors can't duplicate the culture and the way they work, so thus they can't compete. Yeah. Because a lot of them have tried.
Yeah, it's businesses, and particularly smaller businesses, they don't realize how important it is to create that culture, that seem that there's a coordination, everything kind of works together. It's they say like a well-oiled machine or something like that.
That's one way of looking at it, sure.
But the goals are known, and they're known throughout the organization, and the individuals. You break down the aspect. What goals do these people need? This office, to support the greater goal of the company. That's important.
Well, the one thing that's true is your culture is going to develop. The question is, who's in control of the development?
There you go.
It's going to change. It's going to develop, and it's going to be what you want or what happens naturally.
I've got a business. I've been in business for a while.
Sure.
And I've been, I'm on that struggling end. So I know that I've already got that culture in place. Right. I'm going to come up for this weekend. What am I going to learn for my business? I'm not a startup, but I'm pre-existing.
Oh, yeah.
How are we going to work that?
Well, I think what you're going to learn if you attend my event is you're going to understand the way and high performance. Now, high performance is a catchphrase. But basically, highly successful and profitable companies are a certain way. And during the 2 days, we are going to share with you how they become that, how to get there, and what it looks like. Because lots of times people need to feel and touch and understand. Right. So it's an exposure to the concepts and how it works, and then if you're in good shape in certain parts of your business, great, but there's going to be parts that need work. Maybe your structure is not quite right. Maybe your vision isn't clear. Maybe you have some conflict that's in there, and we're going to help you figure out how to work those things out. And I say we because there's 3 people presenting, not just myself. And so it's a team. And so as a result of that, you'll have a solid workbook. You'll get some exposure with other companies, maybe 10 companies, 15 companies. You'll learn together. You'll experience things. And as a result, you'll go back a different person. You'll go back with a view that's a paradigm that has shifted.
Also, you'll develop relationships possibly for networking.
Sure, there's going to be that because most of the people attending will be from Fresno and the Valley. There's going to be a few outsiders, if you call them that, because my other participant speakers in the event are bringing some of their folks. One's coming from Vegas and one's coming from
But you know,
outside.
Mike, in today's world, it's only a tech button away.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're exactly right. There's a lot of collaboration going on within
All right,
the world.
Once again, you're going to have this presentation. When is it?
It is November 8th and 9th, which is a Thursday, Friday. It's at Tenaya Lodge.
It's a beautiful venue up there, yeah.
We arrange it so that you can come up Thursday morning, spend only one night, so it saves you a little bit of coin, and then you're home by the football game Friday night.
That's important.
That's right. I had some people say, I can't come because my son's in football. I said, no, you'll be home in time.
Excellent.
It's only, 90 minutes away from downtown Fresno?
And we get a hold of you how?
My website, it's on the screen there, columnsforsuccess.com. You can call me. And we also have up there the website for the workshop, SWHP, which stands for Southwest High Performance Workshops.
There you go.
.com.
That's it. And we're going to follow this up with a little bit of a video that Mike has brought.
Sure.
Some really good stuff. And we'll see you. I want to know how this came down.
Okay.
And we'll talk
give you a
about
report
it
when
again.
we're done.
There you
Great.
go.
Thanks.
And I'll see you when we come back.
Coming to this has just really opened our eyes. This has really given us a lot of direction, a lot of focus, and actually, I think both of us a little bit more drive to get the things done that we've been wanting to get done for a long time.
Before I got here, I didn't have a clear vision or understanding rather on what's at the heart of employees and employee management and how to talk to them.
Knowing the difference between what a true leader is versus what a true manager is, and vice versa, and what that means for an organization and how that means for program development, for achieving your goals.
How I work with people, be it at home or in my job.
Learning the basics of what a strategy is, learning the basics of what a mission is. You really think you know everything, but you'd be surprised.
I think that this is going to enhance my personal skills tremendously.
The relationship with the team one-on-one and the human aspect, it was a very prominent theme throughout the 2 days. To have it be so prevalent told me and validated that it's extremely important.
It's good to come in a group, because when you come in a group, everyone has a different mind frame, everyone has a different perspective of how you think. So I can take all this in, I can soak it in, I can take it back, but I'll be giving it from my perspective versus some other my colleagues or even board members or even my managers and other directors within our organization.
If you really want to be one of those high-performing companies that is really up there, the billion-dollar companies, there's certain keys to success. And so for me, it was eye-opening to be able to learn not only what they're doing, but what they did differently. So this workshop overall helped us to work much smarter and less hard.
And I know, talking to my coworkers here on the breaks and at lunch and dinner, we're all really excited to go back and sit down and start brainstorming and talking, and how do we implement this?
There's many things in there that I'm immediately going to go back and actually do, because I think implementing it is where we're really going to find the benefit, like the team charter and the different models that were there. I think that's hugely important to build that camaraderie with.
If you're going to take the time to manage your business and to improve your business and to go from chaos or normalcy to high efficiency, this is where you want to do it.
My recommendation for people would be to come, because it's a very good class. Bring as many leaders as possible if you intend to implement anything, because we come out of it with more information, but we can't go home and teach it.
Although I'm familiar with the human aspect that came with the training, I think it doesn't exist at all in a lot of businesses today. And I think that's part of the reason why they might struggle. So if you're lacking that, this will really emphasize that you need to have it, and I think it would be a huge improvement in their business if they focus on it.